All right. So we were discussing about the reading materials for part two. So as I told that most of the material for part two is already available freely on the RCOG website. Those are Green Top guidelines, NICE guidelines, and these comprise almost 50 to 60% of the questions. And FSRH guidelines, that is Faculty of Sexual and Reproductive Health for Contraception. The guidelines are quite big and there are too many in number. So if you're reading on your own, then you will have to summarize. It will take few days for you to completely read it and then make a summary. Or what you can do is, if you have a printer at your home, you can take the printout of the important flow charts for all the guidelines, not just FSRH, for the GTG, NICE, and all the guidelines that you are going to cover and read for your own revision. From the very start, what you can do is print out all the pages which have flow charts or important tables, so that it's very easy for you to summarize and revise in the end. And many questions are in fact picked up from those charts. And many guidelines, they have really beautiful flow chart in the end. Like you should go through the appendix as well. Once you have completed reading the guideline, please go through the appendix, because sometimes many questions are being picked from that appendix portion. So don't miss out that portion, please go through it, and if you find it important, get a printout and keep it for your own revision. And you can add some extra points, like if you have suppose one page printed flowchart form. So what you can do is, reading all the guideline, now you have understood, and if you find anything which is suppose epidemiologically important, like any statistical figure which you find that it might be useful, you can just write it there itself. And so in just one page, then the whole summary of the guideline will be in front of you. So it will be very easy for you to revise if you're studying on your own. But if you're following any online coaching or anything, then obviously already have access to those videos and reading materials. So accordingly, whatever suits best for your need, you can go for it. And then there is some paid reading material, which is Strategy and TOGS. So these are the paid materials. So what you have to do is, you have to get a membership, and you can easily apply. There is no such criteria. Only thing is, you need to be an obstetrician and gynecologist, and then they will approve you. It will take a few days. It's not that costly, but I think it's quite worthy, because you will get access to all the strategy modules, all the reading materials and videos, and they will not only help in your part 2 but also for part 3. And few of the modules are quite important, which you will not find anywhere, like in the guidelines or anything, especially the surgical module, the core surgical module, and the post-operative complications. They are very well described in strategy. Okay. And there are talks. These are the articles, journals, and basically for from last 4 5 years. If you don't need to read, I mean, it's impossible, it's practically impossible to go through each and every article and then remember all the things. So I think the smarter way to read is, once you go through the topics, instantly you will know what is important, what is not important. Like whatever topics you are reading in GTG guidelines and NICE guidelines. So if you find that few of the topics are related to those topics, like if suppose tubo-ovarian abscess, so sepsis and acute pelvic pain in pregnancy, or the complications following laparoscopy and hysteroscopy. So these are kind of relatable topics to what you have already read in your GTG and NICE. So these are the topics which are actually important. And suddenly, out of the blue, if someone is talking of something else, I mean, those things are not that important, because obviously you all must be working, have your family, and some of you must be having kids as well. So it's practically impossible to go through each and every talk, but at least try to read and summarize the related topics. And plus, there are a few important topics which you need to read as well, even though it is not related to GDG and NICE. And those topics are like either it will be provided you or covered in the coaching, and I mean, I'm also starting my online coaching, so I'll be covering all those important talks. So these are the things, but you need to pay for a membership if you want to get access on it. Like if you get an associate membership, then it will cost you around, like in Indian currency, it costs something between 6,000 to 10,000. And then you will get access to all the strategy modules, all the British guidelines, and the TOG articles. You will gain access to everything. But only thing is you will have to put in your own efforts to go through all this. Okay. And this is the link basically, which is for the revision resources and the recommended reading from the RCOG website. Like what is recommended by the RCOG for part 2. Then there are few courses which are provided by RCOG itself. It is called as Enhanced Revision Program. So they conduct it. It's online and you have to pay for it, and then you can go, and then or you may do it online, whatever you feel like. Then there are few books through which I mean, there are plenty of options, and most of the people keep on asking what book to read, what book not to read. So what I feel, I mean, these are just for practicing, right? It's not like that you are definitely going to get that particular question from that particular book. It is not going to happen, trust me, because these people, the RCOG examiners, they keep on revising and changing the questions every time. Especially from last year, January, they have stopped giving you recalls, especially in an EMQ setup. And even if somebody is claiming to you that they are going to help you solve recalls, recalls is what? It's just based on your memory. So your memory, everybody's memory might be different. So it's not exactly what it is being asked in the question is what exactly being portrayed to you. Okay, so it just based upon one's memory function. So you need to understand what are the important topics and what are the important areas which you need to cover and you should not miss at all. So these are the things. And for the books, even if you're practicing any book, there are 4 5 options, and it's not compulsory. It's not at all compulsory. Like for me also, I did 2 3 books, that's it. I mean, it's not like that if you're doing 5 or 6 books, then obviously you're going to get very high marks, a good score. So it's not going to happen, because every time they're going to put you, even if the topic is going to be the same, in like HIV infection pregnancy, when the topic is going to same, but still the questions and the options, the clinical scenarios, it's going to be different. It's like a real life scenario, because when you practice obs and gynae, it's not like that every patient is going to remain the same. They will have their own things. Even if you're doing surgery, I think for every patient, when you do a surgery, the intraoperative findings are always not the same. So that is how the questions are, because those are very good clinicians who are actually putting up questions for you. So it's never going to be the same. So that's why I keep on focusing on this belief that please read well, understand the topic, not just memorize it. You have to really understand it, and then only you will be able to apply it. Okay? So these are the recommendation reading list by the RCOG. So out of this list, if you really want to keep something for you, so I would recommend the evidence-based textbook for MRCOG by David Leslie and Mark Kilby. So if you really have time and the stamina, so I would say this book is really good. And this Handbook of Obstetric Medicine, it's quite small book and it won't take much of your time. So if you feel like that, yes, if you have time and if you want to go through this book, obviously you can go. There's no problem with that. Okay. So this is from the recommended reading list. Apart from that, as you can see, I think most of you already have this either in the soft copy form or in the printed form. So you can either buy these books or you can practice the questions from your soft copy based version. And you can, I mean, the Rekha and Justin Conjay and this Part 2 MRCOG, this is by Dr. Tahir Mahmood. So all these books, I think 4 5 books, if you are able to practice, and but only do it once you are thorough with your topic. Don't start just by solving the questions without even reading the topic. This is what I want to say, that please read the topic first and then try to solve the questions. Because in that way, what it will be more advantageous to you, because in that way you will be able to pick up the answers which are wrongly marked. Because what happens if you're not well read, then you will believe what's written in the book. But if you are well read, then you will challenge the thing which is being written in the book. You can challenge it with your knowledge, that yes, no, I have read this might be wrong, but what I have read is not wrong. So this should be your attitude. This should be your attitude while reading and while solving the question. Don't completely rely on the answers given in these books, because some of these books might be old based on, and the answers might be based on the older guidelines. So you must read and then solve. Okay. And any of the books you can pick up from this buffet book and you can start solving. There's no such I won't say that yes, this is very good, this is very good. All of them are quite good, and you can start solving any of these. Okay. So what I believe is MRCOG is like a long marathon. Okay. So you need to be really patient, consistent, perseverant while preparing, because as you see, I don't know whether you are in contact or you know few people who do this long marathons, mean 42 kilometers marathon, and they have to go through intensive training. They sacrifice a lot of things just to be physically fit, so that they're able to give this 42 kilometers long run. So if you get along with those kind of people, you will really understand what's the pain or what's the effort that takes in to be a finisher, right? So MRCOG is also like a long marathon. First you clear part 1, then you have to clear part 2, and then part 3. So you can't stop in between. You can take a break, of course, but you have to finish what you have started. And part 2 is like, since it is more of theory, so I would say it will take at least I mean, if you started it right now, maybe 5 6 months to be completely confident of your knowledge and practicing questions. And hopefully, if you have really given it much of your time and efforts, then in your first attempt, you will clear the exam. There will be nothing which is going to stop you if you have been really honest to your preparation. Only thing which can stop you is you. So be a finisher. It does not matter how much marks you're going to get, 90% or 95% or 98%. Remember what is the cutoff? Usually between 60 to 65 or 66. I'm not saying you just prepare so that you just get the cutoff marks, right? But your aim should be for 80% at least, so that even in the end of the exam, if you feel like that you have done many mistakes, still you will be able to score 70 to 75%. And usually from the last trend, we have never seen the cutoff to be more than I mean, it has never reached even 70%. Mostly it is between like last year it was 62%, then it was 65%. So it is like that. Usually the cutoff, it is like that. And so be consistent, be patient, and be patient means don't expect the results of your efforts very soon. I mean, for some of you, you might clear it in first attempt, but for few of you who have not been that lucky, and but who had been working hard in a similar fashion, there had been no compromise in the. No, if you measure the efforts between X and Y, they might have put the similar amount of efforts and time in the exam, but the results might be different because it not only depends upon the efforts that you have put in 6 months' time, but also depends upon your temperament and your mental ability skills at the examination center while you are taking the exam for continuous 6 hours. Like if suppose you fall ill, God forbid that doesn't happen, but if someone falls ill, or if something bad happens in someone's family, or if suppose I mean there could be so many adverse situations that might affect a person mental well-being, especially before exam. So in that kind of scenario, I don't, if someone is not able to sleep properly or it's too tired by the hospital duty, so even though that person has put in a lot of effort, that person might have a chance that that person will not be able to clear maybe by just 2-3%. So that's why don't take it to your heart. Failures need not be taken to your heart. You should be, I mean, for any MRCOG person who is preparing for MRCOG, I think mental preparation is the first thing before you actually start studying for it. Be mentally prepared that it might take a long time. Be mentally prepared for the failures that you might need to encounter while preparing, because people will keep on claiming that yes, you have to do it in your first attempt, you must do it, you are a fighter, you are a winner. But yes, sometimes we need to learn to be a loser as well. We need to accept the failures as well, because one who accept the failures will be the one who will be able to appreciate the success in their life. So be ready for both of it, but prepare for the best. Prepare for the best, because this is what we are aiming for, right? This is what we are aiming for, that we have to work hard, we have to clear MRCOG part 2. It's just an exam, and if you're doing it right, doing it the right way, you're obviously going to get through. No doubts about that. Nobody will stop you, nobody can stop you, dear. No one can. But don't over pressurize yourself. Don't over pressurize yourself, because this might affect your mental health. And many of you, like while preparing for exam, you have to sacrifice your family get-togethers, your social gatherings, because you have to focus. So believe in yourself, pray, relax also, meditate also, and do some physical fitness exercises too, to keep your body physically and mentally balanced, so that you are in the correct state of mind before you enter the examination hall. Okay? And team spirit should be there. Suppose if you have friends, or if you are in a coaching group, or if you are in a Telegram group, what I have learned from my friends and my colleagues and my seniors, always be supportive and kind to each other. If you're doing a favor or kindness to someone, believe me, that will be returned back to you in some way or the other. So don't just think about yourself. Try to help each other if they need your help, and if you think that your help might change somebody else's life. Okay, so that's why it's a very famous Zambian saying: when you run alone, you run fast, but when you run together, you run far. It's a very meaningful situation if you compare it with our MRCOG exam. So be kind to each other, help each other, and try to build up a stronger community, because all of us are here to learn and evolve. Okay, so this is what I just discussed with you, that mental preparation is very much important. Although you should aim to be a winner, but yes, somewhere in your mind, be ready for the failures as well. This might happen. But I don't want to discourage you, but the being practical is more rewarding in the end. So be mentally ready for each and everything. And even if suppose you're not able to clear, this is not the end of the world. You'll have to prepare again, and then you can do it. Obviously you're there to, that's why they have given you number of attempts, and try to do it in your first attempt itself. But even if it doesn't happen, this is not the end of the world. You can prepare again and then give it even more energy, do it even with more strength and belief in yourself, and hopefully you will do it, inshallah. No problem with that. Okay, simultaneously focus on your physical fitness well, and as well, and eat good. Try to take proper rest, and as I've already told you, like while preparing, it's much better if you keep a revision copy. Like what I used to do is, whenever I used to read a guideline, always took a printout of that, and the flowchart section, I used to write the important point there itself. So one guideline, one page, that's it. And one day before the exam, you just need to go through those pages. So that really helps. Okay. So you can make a revision copy of your own, and because that will help you revise the things, all the guidelines at one go, one day before exam, and it will hardly take 2 to 3 hours for revision. Okay. So never doubt yourself. You should never doubt your potentials, and you should never let others doubt on your potentials. Okay? Even if they're doubting you, don't need to give any weightage to their thoughts. Believe in yourself, keep working hard. Obviously, you will see success. So, what are the tips and advice before exam? So what you need to do is, first thing, don't read anything new one day before exam. Never do this. Whatever you have read for last 6 months is always there somewhere, even in your subconscious mind. So it will be there. Don't read anything new. Read or revise only for 3 to 4 hours, or you may revise a revision copy if you have it. Relax, pray if you want to, if it gives you mental peace, meditate, and if you are really willing to talk to someone, that someone should be that person who is really close to you, who understands you, and that person who really motivates you. It could be anyone, like your mother, father, or your husband, or your wife, or you can even play with your children if you have, right? Or it could be one of your close friend, it could be your mentor who is actually teaching you. So it could be anyone, but please don't talk to those people who are there to like discourage you or humiliate you. Okay, so try to talk to those persons only one day before exam, who are always there to uplift you. Okay, have an early dinner, and if you want, you can watch some TV, listen to some songs. Just try to relax, calm your mind, try to go to bed on time, because one night before the exam, taking proper rest, hydration, good food is all which is required for a healthy mental balance. And then you wake up as usual on the day of the exam, and then pray, take bath, and then eat something, because you have to sustain yourself throughout that 6 hours with 1 hour break in between. And pack something like, for the day of the exam, you can pack some chocolates or something which is high in sugar content, because on the day of the exam, for most of the people, it's quite difficult to eat something, right? So at least take some energy bars or granola bars or chocolates or coffee. Like you can make some coffee in a hot tumbler, and then you can carry it with you in the bag, and in the lunchtime, like after paper one, when you're like mentally exhausted and you need to be freshened up again before taking paper two, then take those high sugar content food and coffee, and these might give you the energy back again. Okay, so these are the general advice which you should follow and which I also followed, and this really helps, and you should try to do it. So you will get your entrance ticket or admit card approximately 4 weeks before your exam. RCOG will email it to you. What you need to do is you need to take the printout. Okay, you need to take the printout of it, and along with that you need to carry one photo ID proof, one photographic identification along with your admit card, and obviously yourself too. You can't forget behind yourself. So with these two things you can go. And there's one general instruction leaflet on the RCOG website. So try to read it before going to the exam. Go with confidence, go with the spirit of a fighter. If you have the spirit of a fighter, you will obviously win. But if you don't have the spirit of a fighter, then there are very less chances of being a winner in the end. Okay? So you have to deliver your best, then you have to think that you are the best. Okay. So, coming to what I have started is I have started my own MRCOG tutor group as Vincier MRCOG, and you will find a Facebook page, YouTube channel, and the Telegram group along with this name, Vincier MRCOG. And I am personally here to help you. I mean, there will be few topics which I'll be helping you out with the free sessions, and if you want a complete guidance, then I mean, for those who want it to be done systematically, and for those who don't have much time to summarize all the things, because I know these kind of things quite get uh, painful while doing things on your own, summarizing everything. So I myself, as an online tutor, I can provide you the platform, and I'll give you everything in a systematic format, covering all the modules, covering all the guidelines from all the possible sources, so that you will not be needing to read anything separately. All of those things will be provided in your sessions, and all the sessions will be recorded, and you will have access to those sessions until the date of your exam. Plus, all the reading materials and supporting materials will also be provided. So, these are the things. So, this is what I have named my MRCOG group as Vincier MRCOG, because Vincier is to win. So, the meaning of Vincier is winning. So, that's why I have kept this name, because I would not leave any stone unturned to make you win this game, because you don't only need this guidelines and all that. This is secondary. I mean, the one who is preparing for the exam needs mental preparation as well, not just the guidelines. You need to be really motivated. You need to be really, really high on gaining all this information, keeping all this together, revising, and then taking tests and mocks and everything. So, so right now I'm starting a session for January 2021 for those people who are keen on taking January 2021 exam. They're most welcome. They can contact me. And this is what I have planned for the January 2021 candidates. So I'll be covering all the modules. As you can see here, this is the obstetric from 15th of June till 17th of August, and I am going to cover all the guidelines, impact papers and everything, and related talk articles in the relevant topics. And then gynae, similarly gynae, everything, contraception, urogynae, infertility, the oncology aspect, the teaching methods, everything. And I have kept separate 3 sessions for important talks as well, for those talks which are not related to these topics. Otherwise, the related ones will be covered in those sessions itself. Okay? So 23rd November, we are finishing. Then we have full 1 month for revision as well as for mock test. So at the end of each sessions, these OBS and gynae sessions, we will be solving questions. So questions will be based on previous questions as well as important questions in all the books. So even suppose because of shortage of time, you're not able to do any question, if you just keep on revising your lectures and you do those questions, that will be more than enough. Okay, just a second. Okay. So mock test will be there, weekly mock test, 4 mock tests will be there. And after each mock test, we will have a discussion of those questions and how did we reach the answers. So it will be based on that. Here's my WhatsApp and Telegram number, email ID. If you have any queries related to it, and if you have any doubts, you can ask me anytime, most welcome. This is the link, Facebook page link, YouTube channel link, Telegram group for reaching me out anytime you need me. And even if you're not joining me, don't feel like that I am there to provide you help only for a monetary gain. If you need some kind of advice as a friend, I'm happy to help you all. No problem with that. So I think we are left with only 5 minutes. Again, there's some problem today. I don't know what. So do you guys have any questions? Please feel free to ask me. You can unmute yourself and ask the question. Or if you want to type the question to me directly, you can type it in the chat box itself. So someone has asked me that she's working plus with household work, how much time do you think is needed minimum for essential preparation? So I would say 6 months. 6 months is what you all need, because if you keep a very long time frame, so what is going to happen, whatever you're reading in the beginning, you are going to forget by the end of it. So 6 months of intensive preparation is what is required for part 2. And if you're doing it honestly, I think 6 months is more than sufficient. And immediately after clearing part 2, since your knowledge is fresh, my suggestion is to take part 3. Because this is what I did. I cleared part 2 in July. August, first week, I got my results. Very next day, I booked my seat for part 3 and I cleared it in November, in the very first attempt, because your knowledge is quite fresh. Your energy is quite high because of the positive results and you really want to do it. So, I mean, it's really nice. So, it's a really nice feeling, and you can go for part 3 immediately after part 2. So I don't think there's any excuse or any reason to not to opt for part 3 immediately after part 2. It all depends upon your own belief. So with family and work, I know things are quite difficult to manage. So if you are not able to make a balance between these two, then I would say take your own time in which you are comfortable, because not everybody, as I said, MRCOG is a marathon, right? Some of might run faster than you, some of might run slower than you, but what matters in the end is you have to finish this marathon. Doesn't matter you run fast or slow, all what matters in the end is whether you finished it or not, and once you finish it, you are a winner. Okay, anything else? Anybody wants to ask something? So for live sessions, the timings actually right now I'm in Hong Kong, so from here, I mean, depends. Like if according to Indian timing, if you see, it would be in like 12 o'clock here is 9:30 a.m. in India. And plus, I think right now, to be honest, I have not yet decided on the timings, but that will depend upon my candidates, like what they prefer, because all the candidates will be from different time zones. So based on from where I have got the maximum candidates, I'll have to keep the timings according to that. So it can have, I mean, I'm comfortable with morning, evening, anytime. I have no problem. So once everybody is enrolled, then I'll see accordingly. I'll let you know. And suppose even if you're not able to attend because of some reason or join sometime late, then the session will be available to you once it is uploaded. So it will be all those people who are a paid member will have access to those sessions, and it will be there until the day of your exam. Okay, you're welcome, Asmita, no problem. And all of you can reach out to me for any help if you need, no problem with that. And if you are willing to join my sessions, and I have uploaded few videos on my YouTube channel as well. You can go and search my channel with YouTube MRCO, with Vincier MRCOG, and 3 videos are already there, and I'll upload this video as well. And hopefully you all had a good session. If you have any questions, you can ask me, no problem with that. And